Alright, I think we're good. Pro streamer, first day back. Already messing up the sound. Sorry about that. Thank you, Roque. Appreciate that. We are back from vacation. As you can tell, I am still trying to recover and bring some of these, I completely forgot how to stream. Look at that. I completely forgot how to stream. Either way, thank you. I appreciate that, Roque. I see you. So, like I was trying to say, these past 5 days we've been in vacation. And, we went to Tennessee for my friend's wedding. Oof, my nose has been running the whole morning. It's been a bit hectic this morning. So we went to Tennessee to for a friend's wedding, and this is the same friend who I consider basically my brother. He got married right actually by the right at the entrance of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. So we got to see the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. We went to we explored a little bit up there. We went to a little tiny place, a little like above, I guess we should say, to continue driving up. And we ended up at a place called Ramsey Cascade, if I'm correct, if I remember correctly. I think it's Ramsey Cascade, not Ramsey Falls. Ramsey Cascade. We saw a couple of deer there, pretty cool. And for the wedding, my friend had rented out a huge lodge, essentially, a wooden lodge, and we all were just hanging out there. The ceremony was cool. The sorry, not the ceremony. The background. The photo shoot background was beautiful. I could sit here. I could sit here and probably do a whole stream about what we did there. But I'm going to leave some of that for Saturday for the Christmas special. I'm going to leave some of that for the Christmas special because we've got the co-host that's going to be joining us on Saturday. And we actually hanged out for a bit up in Georgia, because she lives up there in Georgia by the mountains. Sounds like it was fun. Yeah, it was very fun. It was very fun, and we got to see a lot of, forest, a lot of nature. Got to see a couple of deer. We got to see, we got to see elk too, an entire herd of elk, which I've never seen before. I have never been to Tennessee like that. Certainly not like up in the mountains. It was definitely an experience, that's for sure. It was definitely an experience. If you guys join the Discord, you'll be able to keep up with the channel. I posted some pictures. I think I posted a couple of pictures, but more will be coming. You can actually see the picture of the herd of elk hanging out right by the side of the highway. Why is it sub only? It shouldn't be sub only. What? No. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. I didn't know. I may have hit that by accident on the last, I was fooling around trying to get the automatic rerun set up, and I guess I must have left it like that. Sorry about that. There we go. It should be okay. I don't know why it would. I don't know why it would say why it would leave it. I clicked on it several times. Deer and elk. Morning. Deer and elk. We got them here in Colorado. Beautiful animals without a doubt. Absolutely. How's it going, Alio? Trying to keep out the plebs? True. True. Yeah, Rogue has just been on point, trying to get us back on track. First day back and I got no sound. I left it on sub only. Jeez. Pro streamer, everybody. I'm gonna use this stream to catch up with everybody. It may be a slightly shorter stream as we get back on track. But definitely I need to catch up with everybody. I have no idea what's going on. Is this coffee or tea? It's coffee. That's the only thing that's the only thing that I will accept in the morning. Some good old coffee. I have not been following much about what's been happening, so I'm probably gonna take the weekend to figure out. I have to research more with the stream using Twitch app on the mini PC. I wouldn't make it too much complicated than that. If you've got a decent laptop, a decent webcam, and a decent mic, you're good to go. That's it. I woke up to a text that told me we were closed today and still paid for the day. Poggers. Super poggers, I would say. Nice. Nice. That's awesome. Today has been quite the hectic morning trying to get everything, not only everything set up again because I took my laptop with me, but also, we came back to no air conditioning. Luckily, in South Florida right now, it is a chill 60-ish degrees, more or less. I suspect it might get higher, but it might get higher, but we've got no AC, or at least it's not functioning properly. I have no idea what the heck is going on. I had to scramble to get some milk. Well, I drink my coffee with soy milk. Batteries for the AC controller thingy. And still no AC. The only thing that's keeping this place cool is the actual air outside. Zeoduke. Trump sells a picture book and went to church, maybe Jesus, and said MAGA 3 times. Not surprised. What do you do when there's no AC? You got any portable ones? Yeah, I do. I've got one portable one. That's kind of like a indoor one that's over here. We might, if we can't get a hold of the landlord by today, I mean, geez, it's already the 23rd, maybe. We've got to call him today for sure. And if we do not have AC, I would suspect that we're gonna have to bust out the portable AC for the bedroom at least, because this is South Florida. I'm sorry. I've been to Tennessee and was it North Carolina, Tennessee, Jordan, like North Georgia, and Miami heat is not a joke. Miami heat is not a joke. I've learned to appreciate cooler temperatures. I've learned to appreciate cooler temperatures, that's for sure. It's so much nicer at those latitudes, true. It's too moist. No, it's not moist at all. Biden said everyone's tired of COVID and please get vaccinated. I mean, yeah, that's all we can do. What do you do? Yeah, I do have a portable AC. Not too much warm air hampering your style today. Well, hopefully, the temperatures continue to be cool for the next day or two. I still can't believe it was a quad state E5 tornado last week. Holy yikes, Sandera. Jesus. It is much nicer at those latitudes. Both men may run again unless something happens in 2 years. Please give Trump more court dates. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to run Biden, that's for sure. Maybe if it gets too warm here, we will see what under that beanie. If I take out this beanie, there's only going to be another beanie underneath. That's it. If I take off this beanie, there's only going to be there's only another beanie underneath. Like a Russian nesting beanie. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, like, they'll just be, like, smaller. Well, not smaller, but they'll be just, like, replicating beanies. So, every time I take one out, a new layer of beanies just, like, get unlocked. Yeah, Tim Pool is the one that wears the beanies. That's right. Yeah, it's magic. That's right. That's right, it is magic. That it is. There's actually a picture of me without a beanie, but you gotta join the Discord, though. That's the only way you'll see it. You gotta join the Discord. If you want to see what's underneath the beanie, I promise you. It's hair. I know. See, you're interviewing someone the other day. Things going good? Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Zeoduke. We did a collaboration. A collaboration between me, A Difficult Truth, and Bela, who is a wonderful, fantastic person. Very well versed in the climate crisis situation. And yeah, we're gonna try to see if we can get more people. Especially when it comes to climate change. I'm gonna try to email the Beccasphere, who is another content creator who does a lot of good things for climate change. So we're gonna see if we can get that person on as well. But yeah, that's great. I had a great time, and we might even have a future collaboration, maybe. I'd be more than open to that. That's for sure. And I appreciate her very generous community coming on too. I believe 2 of them came in here and threw some subs into the channel, so I appreciate that. Discord, yeah, go on the Discord. I think I left a photo there. Yep, there it is. It's on the Discord right there. You will find out what's actually under the beanie. The only way to know is to join the Discord. There's also the picture of the elk that I was talking about, and there's a picture of me and the co-host. very well versed in climate change. I didn't know you could level up that skill. Tell me which level do I have to get to unlock the Resource Wars weapon. You already have it, Hominem. You just don't realize it. Your voice is your weapon. You see, you already have it. The best thing that you can do, remember, according to the Art of War, the best, the best battle is the one not fought, right? The best victory is the battle not fought, right? Use your voice as a weapon for advocacy to get people engaged and aware of the climate crisis. There you go. That's your weapon. Boom. What about enriched uranium, or is that a different kind of war? That's definitely a different kind of war. I think we're talking two different languages there. Yeah, I didn't realize a lot of things reset when I unplugged my computer from the whole microphone thing, so I'm trying to get everything just back to normal. Iran has got enough enriched uranium for several civilian power generation reactors now. Well, we'll see what they do with it. I literally made gingerbread with my little sister at my grandma's house yesterday. Wholesome AF. Nice! According to Sun Tzu, the enemy is most dangerous when it's on the scene, so yeah, you never get your... Oh, come on. Come on, folks. It's my first day back. Come on. Come on, man. That is very wholesome. That is very wholesome. Hey, Spread It Forward, how's it going? Yeah, another part of the, I missed you too. I missed all of y'all. I tried to get some automatic, reruns, and someone on the YouTube chat pointed out that apparently I'd left it in sub-only chat. I had left it on sub-only chat. I messed up my microphone this morning, and it's off to a good start. All right, it's off to a good start. I have no idea what's happening in the world of politics. I've been in the mountains for the past 5 days. It's not a bad thing for sub-only chat when no moderation. Oh, true. Huh. Maybe I did a 5-head move without realizing it. Maybe I did a 5-head move without realizing it. I tried to get a automatic rerun to do at the same time, like 9 a.m. always at the same time. But apparently it didn't do what I wanted it to do. It didn't do what I wanted it to do, so I had to hit it manually. So there was one rerun that was kind of like later, and there was the other one on Tuesday, that happened like in the evening. Happened in the evening. Mansion Coke blocked the Build Back Better bill, so yeah, that I saw. That I can talk about. Yesterday in someone's chat, someone started talking about progressives, saying the progressives change laws and rules based on feelings, as opposed to the conservatives who change laws and rules based on feeling. Okay. It's by design that one senator can hold up the progress, and that's why I give up. Well, that's the thing, right, Dendera? The whole point is to get you to be apathetic. The whole point is to make sure that you are not engaged. I mean, what's the point, right? Why would you, I mean, that's the whole idea, right? To make sure that you do not stay engaged, right? They make it so that you feel like you can't do anything. And that's just the way things are. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way things are. So, in my opinion, that should only strengthen our resolve to organize and try to do what we can within the time that we have, you know? During extreme hate raid peaks, we were going emote and sub only in quite a few channels when I went offline. Yeah, I bet. I have a panic button in case I get a hate raid that turns it into a follower only chat. So far, the only hate raid I've gotten, well, it's not, I wouldn't call it a hate raid. I would call it a bot raid. The only bot raid I've gotten is a bot raid attempting to deliver some very obvious non-spoilers for Spider-Man 3, which is probably the most upsetting part because I actually like Spider-Man. I am a big fan. I love Spider-Man. So, as you can tell, I would be very visibly upset if we got a bunch of bot raids trying to spoil it. Spoiler, Spider-Man isn't Spider-Man. That's it. That's a ban. There's people getting reported for inappropriate stuff in their chats when they were offline. Well, I'll tell you something, Irked. My YouTube channel, how's it going, Pat Rat? My YouTube channel was flagged for nudity and sexual content. I don't know if you were here when I was like really triggered about it. When I was really triggered about it, but apparently one of my streams had nudity and sexual content, so it was taken down and I got a strike for it. But of course, obviously I appealed it, and obviously there's no nudity or sexual content in that stream. You were all here. And they removed the strike. They removed the community strike after a manual review. But yeah, they must. The only thing that I can think of, which I think Darknet or Chai Bureaucrat were the folks that were telling me, like, yeah, this could be just a attempt at reporting people to get their channels taken down. So it's okay. It happens. Hey, SV Harkin. Delay deflect to oops. Sorry. Let me get back up there. Okay. Delay, deflect, deny. The strategy designed for lobbyists. That's right. For lawmakers to use to do what's unpopular. True. Why do they take other chatters' names in hate raids? Yeah. Unfortunately, one of our mods got that happened. They were all kind of variants of all kinds of variants of one of our mods' names. All the bots that were attempting to follow. Oh, never mind. Actually, there was one hate raid attempt on this channel, except we were ready. Yes, there was one hate raid attempt in this channel, and we were pretty ready. We kind of clamped it, stamped it out pretty quickly. But yes, it was the bots that were named, that kept following or kept attempting to make messages were all variants of one of our mods' names. Charlemagne the God sort of told Kamala, wait, like the rapper? Charlemagne? Who's the leader in Biden said Manchin and him will work something out. People don't realize bills can be resubmitted. Yes, but it seems to me like they are putting up all kinds of excuses and now they punted it to next year. It's a spoiler for this Spider-Man, but I think previews might have spoiled it. Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen some of the previews, but I do want to watch that movie. Not the good kind of D, the horrible kind, true. Yeah, report botted, that's what it is. No. Variants of names, not of COVID. How's it going, misinformation? Certain TYT trolls have found Twitch. It's really depressing It's really depressing me to see them everywhere. If they're trolling around, look, folks, if you see people being like really disrespectful and inappropriate, and you see them in other channels, just say something. I'm sure that if you're in another Twitch stream and you see them, just don't be afraid of bringing that up to the mods. Can we just be done with COVID? People need to stop dying. Well, the best thing that you can do, honestly, just get vaccinated. There's only 10 days left in this year anyway. That's very true. The problem is, we're gonna kick off in, we're gonna kick off 2022, and that's already campaign. We're gonna be in campaign mode. So, the time is ticking, Alio. The time is ticking, and the fact that they couldn't figure this out before Christmas, before the session ended in Christmas, is incredibly infuriating. Yeah, they do listen sometimes. Get that ooster. True. We're always in campaign mode. Yes and no. Yes and no. Thankfully, the variant has improved to cause many deaths compared to the previous threat. That part is true. My brother finally got his vaccination yesterday. My booster was like a month ago now. Nice. I think mine's due soon. We are always in campaign mode. Yes and no. I've had plenty of trolls make accounts with names like mine as if that's some effective form of intimidation. Yeah, can you imagine if you get a message from like a difficult truth, but like the T is like a little exclamation mark or something? I don't know. Look, there's only one a difficult truth, right? There can only be one a difficult truth, right? The truth is the truth. Nobody gets paid better to do nothing than Congress, that's true. They all get vacations too, even if it's people's lives on the line. That's true. Yeah, the best thing I could do, I could say, Pat Rat, is look, encourage vaccination. Keep gathering small. If you're going out and you know that there might be cramped spaces or you're going out with a lot of people, wear your mask. I mean, this is like wear your mask, social distancing, you know. I thought it was a band and 2 Twitch streamers. It is all of those things, Alio, actually. It is all of those things. This troll hijacks the chat with bad faith questions that are slightly provoking and then accuses intolerance. And the chat is all about the troll and even the streamer. Wait. Do you know their username? Please tell me. Please, oh my god. I think I know who you're talking about. There are millions of climate refugees in Bangladesh. And Congress is just sitting on its ass doing nothing. Well, that's what they do best. That's what they do best. Cancun cruise. Todd? Is that their username? I'm doing holidays alone again this year, taking no chances. Yeah, I mean, you do whatever you think you need to do. But absolutely, make sure you if you do, keep gathering small. Make sure everybody's vaccinated. Mask, social distancing. I took a 3-week Omicron staycation. Nice. Nothing against anyone who isn't doing the same as me, though. Yeah, no, of course. I mean, you're taking the precautions you need to take. That's fine. They were denying climate change. Oh no. And they bring in fake accounts. Wait. Does this username? I'm gonna type a username. Does this username sound familiar? It does to me. I think, ladies and gentlemen. Did we get him? Is that him? Tom from Minnesota is the name. Okay, that's the username. I'll be on the lookout. Yeah. We got him. Yeah, that's... Trust me. I've had multiple bouts with Mr. Debate Board. And, I think he's 0 for 12. Every time I engage this guy. And he spoke with Sonsol. Jesus. 0 for 12 on that guy. He just keeps swinging and a missing. I never understood, like, even if it wasn't caused by humans, what bearing would that have on the whether or not we should combat it? We don't look at a hurricane and say, well, not caused by humans, we don't need to do anything about it. True. 0 for 12 is not a good record. No, it's not for him. That's for sure. I think, I banned him from the Majority Report because, he was saying some really, really gross stuff. When it came to the AIDS epidemic, he was trying to defend, like, the Reagan administration's response, to the AIDS epidemic. He was trying to defend that. That's where I drew the line. Merry real Christmas. That's right. How's it going, Astro? A couple of days, that'll be true. 2 days. Your mod on the majority report? Yes, for the Twitch and the Discord. Boom. Look at that. See how quickly we hit the panic button? They're either a paid troll with no soul or a troll out for a laugh. Kind of feels like an AstroTurf troll. Yeah, they probably are. His point is to legit hijack the chat and waste people's time. There's not even a consistent... No, there isn't. And when he gets called out on it, he gets, like, super defensive on it, too. Because it's definitely a real person. I know they're a real person because they've talked to Sonsol. But it seems like they have nothing better to do. One of the people in your chat messaged me instead of in chat trying to prove that indigenous people get paid from oil and gas companies and sent me links like with no info. Yeah, okay. Nice meme. No, you can't say any of these. I'm the one that's allowing it, Zeoduke. Automod is there for a reason. Yes, I did. Pat Rat. I think it's called PREP, right? My favorite argument is that climate change has been changing for millions of years. The climate scientists who prove that fact, yeah, they're also saying that humans are driving modern climate change. Why do you believe that? Them in one case, but not the latter. Yeah, because consistency is usually a very an inconvenience to them. Consistency and logic is very inconvenient. The reality is, yeah, no, duh. Climate has been changing for the million, for all of time. The problem is human actions, anthropogenic, the accelerated rate, the things that we've been doing have accelerated climate change to the point where things are spiraling out of whack when it comes to the Earth's systems, right? And because these systems are designed to work in a certain way, when you disrupt that, all these things have domino effects, like we were talking with Bela. Yeah, I know. We gotta. Whew. That was an easy. His point is to hijack. Yeah. Oh my God, SV Harkin. He's not even here. He's not even here, and he's hijacking the conversation. This is unreal to me. This troll isn't even here, and he's hijacking the conversation. Amazing. The climate has been changing for all 5,000 years of Earth's existence. True. Dreaded feedback loop is upon us if we don't do something in the next 10 years. True. Well, now it's not. Yeah, it's about 10 years. We have about 10 years to start turning. About 10 years to start taking some serious action to kind of curb the worst ends of it. Yes. Otherwise, it's going to be quite. Earth was made 5,000 years ago. God told me it was sooner. Yeah. It's so weird to watch the end of the world movies while we're all in a global pandemic and climate change is existential. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let's talk about what you missed. My Manchin prediction was that he would ask for 10 good Republicans. Ha! I was way off. True. True. I just can't stand when people fight bad basic facts and instead resort to their feelings like it's... Like I have a... Yeah, I'm like, listen, folks. I do not engage in debates very often. It is like, actually, I try to actively avoid doing debates on this channel, but I am a closeted debate bro. That is a closely guarded secret of mine. I am indeed a closeted debate bro. When I see some really horrible, bad, like, take... I have to say something. I have to say something, so I get it, spread it forward. I always imagine climate CEOs as people who played Fallout and roughly like, yeah, that's a world I'd like to live in. Yeah, because they feel like they'll be fine. They feel like they'll be the ones in the, what's that thing? Not the mech suit, the, power armor. They feel like they'll be the ones in the power armor. I always imagine climate CEOs. Yeah. Sorry, oil CEOs. Yeah, that's right. Feels are a type of fact, but they don't belong in all debates. Yeah, I mean, like, feelings are feelings, and feelings are valid. You can't tell me that I don't feel a certain way about a certain thing. That doesn't make me right, though. You know? You're absolutely correct, Pat Rat. You're absolutely correct. Merry Christmas. Jai Bureaucrat coming in with a tier 1 subscription for 16 months. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. I see you, Astro. I'm going to play this on our way out. Thank you so much, I appreciate that, Jai. Welcome. Welcome back. We are finally live again. Speaking of feelings and facts, anybody watched the new Matrix yesterday? What? It's already out? I see my subbies got you a sick gold watch. So funny story about this one. This watch is,
older than I am. This is decades older than I am. So I went to a wedding in my vacation, right? That's the whole point of us going on vacation was to go for my best friend's. He's basically like a brother. Yeah, let's just say that he's the same guy that I always talk about. He's like basically my brother. He's getting married. We went up to Tennessee to do to go for his wedding. This watch is actually my grandfather's the strip club. No. This is actually my grandfather's. Which was handed down to my dad, which is handed down to me. This is older than I am. It's on HBO. Oh, I need to watch this. Pat Rat. Facts and feelings are a theme, yes. Yes, all the wonderful subs that you guys have given is how I'm able to afford this watch. Thank you. Keep giving me subs so that I can keep buying more gold watches. What? It's not a sad bachelor party. Listen, our bachelor party was well, for them, was an online Halo sesh. Okay, for the new Halo. Yeah, that was fun. Alright? It's not sad, it was fun. Empathy is a skill. True. Alright, Homonym, let's do this poll. Wait, what was the other thing? Institute or Minutemen? Okay. Minutemen. Brotherhood of Steel. It's the only thing I can remember. Vote, 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 vote. Video games out in the mountains? Oh yeah. We in the actual wedding, we had, check this out. Not only did the lodge have arcade games, which had old school arcades, which had Galaga, Gyrus, but they also had they also brought Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart and Magic the Gathering. So I don't know about you, but that was a blast. Yes, that's right, homonyms. Pokemon, go to the polls and vote. Empathy is a process of obtaining fact about somebody else's feeling, so it's both, I guess, but I tend to think of it as a skill. Yeah, I mean, like, you can definitely develop, like, empathy as a skill. For sure. You can be, or you can at least be more understanding. For sure. You can be more open and understanding to where people come from, or where people are coming from, I should say. In other words, I guess another way of putting it is speak in their language. InnoBoard, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I don't know what the poll means. It's from Fallout. It's a game. So all of those three options are different factions that happen in the game that you can join. Which, by the way, I need to play that game again. I need to prep myself up for the impending Mad Max future. If you ever play a video game that you, if you play video games, Tendera, and you like video games that are kind of like to yourself, like an RPG kind of deal, like Skyrim, Fallout is made by the same people. I think that's a pretty good story in my opinion. So yeah, we had plenty of fun. We had plenty of fun playing some. I actually got to play one game of Magic the Gathering, and a couple of games of Super Smash Brothers. I got to play a couple of games of Gyrus. Speaking of speaking someone's language, I'm so sad over this trucker getting all that time. I know you've discussed it already, but it's just so sad. Wait, what? Hey, Heat, how's it going? First of all, I have a GameCube. What? What? That's awesome. That's awesome, Tendera. Oh, sorry. I know what you're talking about now, Heat. The trucker with that horrible accident. I think Circuit Overload, how's it going? Yeah, Tendera. I think that's what happened. I'd love to play some Mario Kart duos in the cube. Yeah. I don't know if you've discussed it already. I just assumed so. The trucker and CEO who got like 110 years. Yeah. Now it's all starting to come back to me. Sorry, Heat. I'm just getting back into it, okay? Hope you're doing alright. I heard that he might get some commuted sentence, or he might get some reprieve. Maybe. Up-to-date technology, the GameCube. Listen, the GameCube was awesome, alright? The GameCube was awesome. Yeah, the trucker, I believe got some stuff to, commuted? Let's see if we can find it. Colorado DA seeks to review the trucker's 110-year sentence in deadly crash. Yeah, I think they might reduce that. I certainly hope so. He also gave us Fallout 76. I don't recognize that title. I don't recognize that title. I don't know what you're talking about. I only play Sonic Adventures and Sonic Adventure 2. Nice! Alright, maybe we can take it off follower only now. We good? Fallout was so bad he expunged it out of his memory. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. It doesn't exist in my opinion. Is it really Pearly though? It is actually. Jesus, DMI. I was trying to make a joke. Alright, hold on, folks. I think we got some of the, Here it is. A Colorado district attorney has moved for a hearing to examine whether a 110-year prison sentence for a truck driver who killed 4 people in a crash should stand. Rogel Aguilera Mederos, 26, was sentenced due to the lengthy term last week because of state laws that require sentences for certain crimes to be served consecutively or back-to-back. Yikes. The 100-year-plus sentence was quickly criticized by some and promptly calls for a reduction. More than 4.6 million people have signed a petition asking Governor Jared Polis, a Democrat, to grant clemency or commute the sentence. First Judicial District Attorney Alexis King filed a motion on Friday for a hearing to reconsider the sentence under the state's mandatory minimum law. The law also permits the court to reconsider its sentence in an exceptional case involving unusual and extenuating circumstances. Aguilera Mederos, who was hauling lumber in a tractor trailer on the Interstate 70 on April 25th of 2019, said his brakes failed before he crashed into traffic that had stopped for another accident in Lakewood. A fire erupted, engulfing vehicles. Jesus. Yikes. Doyle Harrison, William Bailey Stanley, Politano Miguel Lamasarellano were killed. The chain reaction crash and fire involved 28 vehicles. The semi was traveling at an estimated 84 miles per hour before the crash. Yikes. Prosecutors argued that Aguilera Mederos had chances to prevent the crash that he did not take, like failing to take the so-called runaway truck ramp and choosing not to strike a large semi that was stopped on the shoulder. In sentencing, Judge Bruce Jones said he was bound by the state law. If I thought I had the discretion, I would not run those sentences consecutively. Jones recognized that Aguilera Mederos did not intend to hurt anyone but made a series of terrible decisions, of reckless decisions, and deserved prison time. Icy road pileups? That's scary. That's scary. There's nothing you can do as you watch cars slide. Yeah, that's scary. That is super scary. So many people were hurt and killed that all that mandatory charges added up to the 110 years. Yeah, no, well, the problem is, I think, is that the sentencing was consecutive, right? Which could add up, which is kind of a weird way of handling it. Regardless. Regardless, like, you can possibly get, essentially, effectively, life in prison. Because of the consecutive back-to-back sentencing instead of serving it simultaneously. I don't know. If they have proof it was a mechanical malfunction, why is it still happening? I think that the argument is that the highway there has several runaway truck like lanes where you're supposed to swerve. If you have like a runaway truck, you're supposed to like take that and just kind of glide to a stop, or I think that's how that they're designed to work. And according to what the prosecutors were trying to argue, is that he had multiple chances of doing that, so on and so forth, despite his brake failure. Which, what I want to know is why the trucks weren't being maintained by the company. Was it their fault? Was it their job to maintain the trucks? Was it their job to maintain the trucks? If so, how did that happen? It was a very by-the-book judgment. He got what he, quote, deserved, but I don't think it's right. Yeah, like 110 years. The problem is the back-to-back... The problem is the way the state law is designed to say, well, if all of these charges just happen to be back-to-back instead of serving... Because it's all the same incident, right? You would assume that all of it would be carried out simultaneously, but that's apparently not how it works. I think he should have access to parole, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, like all of these have to be served back to back, but it's all the same incident, so... Yikes. Right, even the judge seemed that that was not appropriate. I hope so. A lot of truckers have unionized. I'm not sure. That's right, Eric. Concurrent versus consecutive can be a huge deal. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it was a horrible experience. I mean, Jesus. Look at this. Yikes. Yeah, you make a few bad choices driving a rig and you get life in prison? Right, like what would be the incentive then to have, to be a truck driver? If it's the company's fault, they need to pay for the damages to the families and maybe get that man therapy. True. Yeah, I want to know how those breaks, failed. Was it the company who is supposed to be responsible for checking the truck? Yeah, they do all speed to keep insane schedules. There's trucking firms that are going to boycott the state if it goes through. Jeez. Criminal sentencings are pretty bogus. Like I just learned a few weeks ago that there's something called the 3-strike law in many places. That's right, no matter how small it is. If you commit a felony, no matter how small it is, there's 3 times you get sentenced to life. Yep, that used to be the norm, wasn't it? How about you don't make those bad decisions? Okay, but there is a semi in the way. Wait, so he should have crashed into the semi? Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do then. Just die, I guess? I don't know. Either way. The reality is, yes, we can agree that maybe there was things he could have done. Maybe there was things he should have done. But I still don't know if sentencing back to back like that is appropriate. That road was for experienced truckers. He was only 23. Yikes. the UK, trucks are fitted with tachographs so violations are recorded. What? Like, we can all sit here and say, well, he should have done this, he should have done that. Maybe, but he didn't. And maybe you're right. Maybe he did make a mistake. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he even made several mistakes. However, I still don't think that warrants back to like the way the sentencing and the way the judicial system works. I don't think that you should be serving consecutive sentences for things that happened in one incident, right? Yeah, he had a real life trolley test. Unbelievable. Crashing into another is much less likely to end in death than crashing into a bunch of cars. However many mistakes he made, his sentencing should be similar. Yeah, well, I don't know. These are way too different. These are completely separate incidents. Crashing into... Maybe. I just don't know. I'm not there. I don't know about trucking. But... And yes, I could maybe even concede that there was, mistakes. Mistakes that were done. However, the issue here is how the judicial system works, right? I'm pretty sure that, I'm pretty sure that you should be sentenced based on that one incident instead of having to serve everything, you know, back to back. Well, yeah, of course, but that would mean he would have to have like omniscience. He would have to have omniscience on the spot. Boom, make a decision. Your truck is on the run. Your brakes are fucked. Make a decision. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, you're right. Maybe he did. Maybe he did make a mistake. Maybe he could have done things better. Maybe. I don't know. The whole point is, the whole point being is the way the sentencing worked. That's why people are angry, and that's why people are asking for a potential change to that. I do think consecutive sentencing is good in some cases, like sexual assault and child abuse, or other crimes of predetermination. Yeah, but those are all usually like life, right? Usually, depending on the severity, those are already life. Like, you're done. My point is to think about how sentencing works given the intent and situation. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the whole thing, right? That's the whole discourse. Misinformation, exactly. That's the whole discourse, not whether or not he could have done things better. No duh. Wasn't it 30 years if he pled? He was willing to plead to a traffic violation. Gotcha. Even 30 years can seem a tad too extreme. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It was a very horrible situation, that's for sure. But the real discourse, which I think he and some of the folks here in chat are trying to bring up, is and misinformation, is to think about how sentencing works given the intent and situation, right? That's the whole point. That's the discourse. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of, well, they dared to claim innocence, so it's fine that someone's jailed for the rest of their life. Yeah. That's right. In my opinion, that just means we have a lot of work to do when it comes to how to adjust and fix problems within the criminal justice system and how we do sentencing, so on and so forth. Yeah, that's all this tells me. If the whole thing was started by faulty brakes, I don't see how you could even approve a 10-year sentence. I'm not in favor of mandatory minimums, but this guy isn't the example you fight on. He killed 4 people and burned 6 people alive through his actions. Well, inactions or mistakes, because it's not like he wanted that to happen. Does that make sense? It's not like he was going out there saying, like, yeah, I want this to happen. No, I'm not in favor. I don't think that's what he wanted. He was driving nearly twice the speed limit. I mean, truckers usually speed. And usually that is driven by schedules that are incredibly tight. Usually they are encouraged or incentivized, or sometimes almost have to, to meet scheduling. His company is at fault. Preventative maintenance is a thing. True. If he's an independent contractor, well, that's on him. Yeah, I think he was hired by that company, right? This is a sign we need to mandate speed and logging and hours logging, not that some poor dude needs a multi-life sentence. Right, like the whole point is to argue whether or not that this is the appropriate way of dealing with this, right? Yeah, who owned the truck and who is responsible for maintenance? Because that, I believe, also plays a part, right? If it's not your truck, and you tell me that this truck is good, and I take in the truck for scheduled maintenance per the company's orders, and we have faulty brakes, well, that's not on me, is it? Madison Cawthorn just got divorced after 8 months. Family values. True. Why are the trucks not fitted with speed limiters? Good question. If they're speeding regularly and keeping records of it, then they need to come down harder on looking at the logging. Whatever the bar is, it's not high enough now. Maybe, but the problem is they're encouraged to do these things to meet scheduling. And because, like, from what I understand, trucking is a very, very high-paced and dangerous, intense environment where you are hauling whatever it is you're hauling. You need to get to that place as fast as possible because that's what you're being paid to do. You're on a schedule. By the time you get there, you need to make sure you hook the other thing that you're supposed to haul on the other side and get going, like rest. and sleep is very limited, which is incredibly dangerous. The trucking company is definitely getting sued, but if you kill multiple people in a traffic accident due to your speed, then you bleed out. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. Like I said, I don't think the argument is that he didn't do anything wrong, or that he couldn't do anything better, or that there was actions he could have and maybe should have taken. That's not the dispute here. That's not the argument. The argument is whether or not A, we have sufficient regulations for trucks. B, whether we should be sentencing people like back-to-back sentencing. Is that appropriate? I don't know. Should we adjust the criminal justice, the sentencing system? There are rest hours laws for that. I'm not sure what the issue is with the implementation there and why it's regularly ignored as it... If it, as you say, it's regularly done, yeah, it is. The issue at hand is the justice. Is a sentence justifiable or not? Right, that's the whole point, Eric, exactly correct. Like, that's the argument. It's not whether or not he could have done something better, or maybe there was actions he could have taken, should have taken. Maybe, yeah, sure. We can all play armchair quarterback and say, well, he should have done this, and he should have done that, and he should have... Sure, we can do that all day. We can play armchair quarterback all day, but the reality is there are other issues. There's the real discourse is whether or not the sentence is justifiable or not, and whether or not, or what kind of regulations are necessary to prevent this. That's it. That's the question right there. What kind of regulations are necessary to prevent this? Do we need speed limiters? Do we need actual logging? Do we need enforcement of the rules if they do exist? Because I'm sorry, but I'm pretty ignorant on the rules when it comes to trucking. When it comes to trucking, I'm pretty ignorant on the rules or regulations. If there are regulations, why weren't they being followed? Who's responsible for that? The company? Why aren't they fining their drivers or telling their drivers if they are violating these restrictions? Why aren't they saying, hey, slow down, you're speeding. We have a log here that you've been speeding for the last, I don't know, drive that you did. You can't do that again or else you're fine. Or whatever it is that you need to do to enforce the regulations if they are already in place. If they're not, then we do need it. Truckers barely sleep because they have to drive day and night. Yeah, and that's incentivized because they have to meet tight schedules. They have to meet tight schedules, and they have to meet at certain times, and they have to make sure that they get here to whatever it is that they're going, grab the other load, and move on. Yeah, and they drive those rigs across country. That's right. You can appeal the sentence. You can appeal that sentence as cruel and unusual punishment and hope that the SCOTUS eventually takes it up. But if the lawyer didn't convince him to plead out, I'm unsure about the quality of the legal advice, which also may be grounds for reconsideration, by the way. If you had, undeniably poor, horrible legal advice, you may have an appeal on your hands. Truckers is actually one of the most lethal professions in the US. I do not doubt that. Yep, but if you get into traffic, you had to make up for it. Yeah, like they're incentivized to essentially put themselves in danger. We have substantial fines for companies who don't keep trucking records and violations on or off the record. Maybe that's what we need if we don't have that available. If we already have these regulations, why aren't they being enforced? I feel like technology could help us here. Yeah, like, I believe, was it you, Astro, or somebody else? Duke. I think they have, speed limiters. Alright, folks, I'm just getting settled here. Wow, I haven't touched my work computer in several days, so I'm just making sure everything's good. I wish I had today off. That would be great. All right. That's right. If you're driving day and night and half the speed just to keep up with the schedule, no wonder they have so many accidents. True. You get pulled over and it wasn't running, you're probably gonna lose your license. Yeah, like things like that would be nice. Or if they're not part of our regulation, they should be. And if they are, then why isn't it being followed? In which case, why is the company not enforcing or taking action? I'm off until January 4th. Nice. Nice. Well, that's very true, Astro. January 4th. I believe somebody called the ghost of mansion. So make the most out of any situation because thousands of generations of people had it before us had it way harder. Yeah. That still doesn't mean we can't make things better. That's still not an excuse to have progress, right? That's not an excuse. White House says Manchin went back on his word. Wow. No way. Generally, trucks have GPS, and the company owning the vehicle knows exactly where it is, what it's doing on all time. Certainly, in the UK, there are all sorts of monitoring devices that shriek if you do something you're not supposed to, even break suddenly or shut up on your log, and your boss will ask questions. Yeah, exactly, Elron. Exactly. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. And if it's not, then who's not enforcing that and why? Which in that case, that we would go back to the company, ask questions to them, seeing like, hey, why are you allowing your truckers on your machines, on your rigs, to speed, to violate whatever safety protocol? What's your maintenance logs look like? Why is that truck not there? These are questions that also need to be asked, because we need to make sure that it doesn't happen again, right? And that goes on. Part of that goes on the company. Gotcha, Zeoduke. If you're not progressing, you're regressing. True. Biden was saying him and Manchin are going to sort things out. Wonder how many billions that means for his state. If you think Manchin would change now? No. Manchin is a scapegoat. I'm convinced like only 2 senators actually would want that past that bill. Maybe. Maybe. We also have compulsory working and rest periods. That needs to be a thing. I used to drive trucks for a living. Aside from the shitty hours and conditions, I quit because at the time there was a lot of pressure to break rules out for safety, and I wouldn't do it. Ah. Aha. Aha. So definitely questions need to be asked about the company, to the company. Continued funding for the Black Lung Trust Fund, which is in the BBB. Dems shouldn't fund it separately if Manchin doesn't agree to something. I don't know what to do at this point. That's on Democratic leadership. That's on them. That's on them. The White House said on Sunday, President Joe Manchin's rejection of President Biden's Build Back Better is at odds with Democratic lawmakers' discussions with Biden this week. On Fox News Sunday, Manchin said he cannot vote to continue with this piece of legislation. I just can't. I've tried everything humanly possible. Can't or won't. Can't or won't. I was thinking about the Better Business Bureau. No. Manchin at his core is an extension of the coal and fossil fuel industry. We'll never stop having mansions. We need to regulate these corporations. True. Manchin said, F them kids. Well, he said F to everybody. He said F everybody. Yeah, cool for Christmas, quite literally. But that's what he wants, though. That's exactly what he wants. He just basically took 2 middle fingers to the country and said, nah. Nah. Ah. Yeah, poor people, who cares about them? Certainly not me. I'm not poor, why should I care? I'm chilling on my yacht. I'm chilling on my yacht. In my Maserati. Why should I care? I'm not poor. Even the coal miner, WA Coal Miners Union want Manchin to revisit the BBB because of provisions that would benefit their membership. Yeah, but I don't think Manchin cares about unions either, to be quite frank. Manchin was raised in a wealthy family in a poor mining community, elite to his core, clearly. I can't wait for Manchin's retirement. Yeah, whenever that comes, but the problem is, the problem with all of this, Alio, is that, yeah, sure, we can wait for his retirement and we can say, like, oh, finally, we can try to, like, progress, but, by the time that happens, a lot of key time has already passed, and no action, right? A lot of key time, desperately needed time, has already passed. Time is our enemy, basically. When his constituents kayaked to his yacht asking for help, it was like a metaphor. True. 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 We need more kayaks. Manchin cares about his re-election. He needs union support. Maybe. I don't know if he even cares at this point. I don't know if he cares at this point. He's not even up for re-election this midterm, is he? Is he up for re-election this 2022 or is it 2024? Oh, he is up for re-election. Does he have anybody primarying him or anybody trying to go for his seat? And that's why you be careful who you vote in. 2024. Yeah, he doesn't care. he doesn't care. Yeah, no, he doesn't care. This is not his cycle, so he's not interested. That's why you gotta be careful who you vote in. Yeah, I mean, like, you gotta stay engaged, folks. You gotta stay engaged. That's all I can say. I don't see him even caring in 2024. Yeah, by then, it's not gonna matter. Local news in the state explains away his decision. I don't think he will pay much of a price with voters. Yeah, like, by the time it's 2024, nobody's gonna be looking at this. Nobody's gonna be looking at this. And by then, it's too late anyways. Joe Manchin struck a decisive blow to President Joe Biden's sweeping social and climate spending bill, igniting a bitter clash with his own party's White House. Biden left negotiations with Manchin this week, thinking the two men could cut a deal next year on the sweeping agenda. Then the West Virginia Democrat bluntly said he is a no on the $1.7 trillion in an interview on Fox News. If I can't go home and explain to the people of West Virginia, I can't vote for it. What? What's there to explain? Bruh. Wow. The elite complex the entitled complex. If I can't go home and explain to the people of West Virginia, I can't vote for it. What? They can't understand that they're gonna get child tax credits? They can't understand how this is going to improve their lives in some way, shape, or form? With education, pre-K education, expansion to Medicare benefits? People are... What, they can't understand that? What? Surely he can go back to the people of West Virginia that they each got a truck full of money because he held them to ransom. He can't explain to them that the things they want the most are also things that they decry as socialism. True. So, I mean, like, where's the disconnect here, right? You should be touting this as a win for West Virginia. Expansion of Medicare benefits, expansion of education benefits, the child tax credit. You sell it to them like that. I've tried everything humanly possible. Clearly not. The only thing you've tried doing is gutting it. And I can't get there. This is a no on this piece of legislation. I've tried everything I know to do. Bro, why is it fair? Why is it fair that people had to come to him to negotiate, but is not willing to do the same thing? This is like the definition of bad faith. How are you supposed to negotiate this way? This is not a negotiation. This is not a, Wow. Sorry, work is like, I'm trying to look, Sure, yeah, then all the other Dems wanted piece of the pie. Manchin can barely speak in complete sentences, not a clear thinker. His state is one of the most impoverished. He's especially evil. True. He's like Trump, just going mask off for the money. Have you ever negotiated in kinder care? Any kinder care? What? No. I don't know what that is. Yeah, so I don't negotiate with terrorists. This is not a negotiation, right? This is not a negotiation. A negotiation is a deal between two parties, right? That's the whole point. You negotiate. This is not a negotiation. This is a hostage situation. Joe Manchin continues to get concessions, but is not willing to give any on his end. He's not willing to give an inch on his end. Remember, the original price tag was $6 trillion over 10 years. And then they said, you know what, whatever. 3.5 trillion. And then they said 1.7. They keep gutting all and making it as watered down as possible, and it's still not enough, only to be told no. So then what is the point? He seems to negotiate with the same method as most 1 to 5-year-old kids, true. True. Yeah, this is not a negotiation, this is a hostage situation. Those comments prompted an immediate war with the White House, who took personal aim at Manchin for what officials saw as a breach of trust. White House Press Secretary Jan Psaki circled back in a blunt statement saying that Manchin's comments are at odds with his discussions this week with the president. Okay, but you need to do something about it, right? Like, I understand that you as the president, don't have like the unilateral power, right? You can't just Thanos snap your fingers, and do everything. And there are executive actions that you can take and should be taking. That's another story. But here, you need to be out there. You need to be constantly putting pressure. PR pressure, PR campaigns in West Virginia. Because this is unacceptable. You think Trump might lose some of his base for defending vaccines? What?
I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccine.
What about it? Marjorie Taylor Greene. I can't do MTG. Alio. I play Magic the Gathering. I can't do it. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Boebert, Cruz, the other 6 troublemakers. They are terrible. That's right. They are. They are, but by default, they are at fault. Right? By default, this is their fault too, right? Like, I'm saying, like, the standard, the baseline is that this is their fault. However, how is it possible that the Democratic Party cannot get its collective ish together and get something done. That's it. That's my criticism. That's it. That's it. Time keeps spinning, time keeps going on, people are expecting answers, and none are here. How's it going, Eco Resto Dragon? Even the coal miners want it. Yeah. Time keeps moving, no answer in sight, or inadequate answers are put forth on the table, and people have the perception, they're looking at the Democratic Party who is in power right now, more or less. They're looking at the Democratic Party who is more or less in power right now, and are seeing a very, very underwhelming response, if any. This is not what was put on their platform. This is not what they were voted in for. This is not why they were voted in for, sorry. Oh man, it's gonna be a rough day at work today, that's for sure. Because Dems are literally like all other libs and left-wing parties are weak and can't govern for literal shit. Well, hold on. Come on. I don't know. In specific, the Democratic Party seems to fit that, though. That's for sure. The Democratic Party seems to fit that bill. Is that an Amazon ad behind you? Huh. I'll be damned. Let's cover that up. Can we cover that? There we go. Amazon is everywhere. They still love Trump, and a lot of them got the vaccine. What? Trump people are getting the vaccine because of Trump? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, left wing is not... Oh, man. This is why I'm, like, not married to labels. Because just because you are left wing does not make you a leftist. Just because you're a liberal does not mean you're also left. They all have different stuff. Lots of people lots of people that loudly trumpet that they don't trust the vaccines got the vaccines. What? Like people, or are you talking about the representatives that you just mentioned? If that's true, I guess I have to say good job, Trump. Yeah. It's just one of those rare occasions. Listen, if that's what it takes to try to limit this pandemic, I'll take it. That's true. Spread it forward. That's why I'm like super skittish to labels. Trump pushed back on what Candace Owens said about vaccines. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We live in bizarro world. We live in bizarro world. Trump is actually correct this time? Trump is the one that's right here, or what? What's the deal, Thandera? Fill me in. Trump is the one correct here? It's trending. Alright, to the Bird app. Trump's not getting paid to lie. True. Alright, let's see. Bird app, tell me what's going on here. First of all, he got booed for saying to get boosted. Trump is currently trying to get his supporters to claim credit for the vaccine. Listen, whatever it is that needs to be done to encourage people to get vaccinated, I'll take it. At some point, they're getting their calculators. Maybe. Maybe. Liberals are like, people in a burning house are first prior to stop the house from burning. Leftists are people who are like, hey, can we like replace the house with a better one right after you put the fire out? They're more concerned with immediate issues. Maybe. I don't know. I think like there are some like baseline like overlap depending on which kind of like self-described liberals you talk to. Because there are people who like call themselves liberal, and then like you get your Tim Pools, right? You get your Tim Pools who every other freaking YouTube video is how we're gonna enter civil war and how like Trump is God or something. Candace Owen is lying to her followers about refusal to get vaccinated. This means you've had at least one dose of a COVID vaccine prior to attending. Uh-oh. 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 You mean to tell me that Candace Owens is a massive grifter who would never put herself in a situation where she'd be like anywhere near risk? Lamau. And the sad part is she has a lot of followers. The real sad part about, the real tragedy about this is that she has so many followers. I'm scared of how many actual COVID deaths have been labeled as something else. I'm sure that's happened. Trump's relationship with the truth is simple. He tells it if he has to and can gain advantage. Otherwise, he just blurts out whatever's floating around his... Yeah, it sounds about right. That's right, Zeoduke. That's right, get that Trump freedom shot. Own the libs.
I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccine.
You want to own the libs? You want to really rattle their cages? You want to own the ultimate own to the libs is getting vaccinated. I don't know who Stacey Dash is, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, hey, look at that. Candace Owens attending events where you'd have to be vaccinated. No way. Wow. It's almost like this is an entire grift on her part. Oh, she interviewed Trump about it. Oh, if you can send me the video clip, then let's do that. Send it to me via whispers. Saying pro-vaccination? Hey, listen. I'll take it. I'll take it. Get your freedom shots, alright? Get your patriot jabs. Whatever it is. Oh no, stop it.
Topic on the minds of terms of big pharma, which is a huge topic on the minds of mothers, especially. You're seeing what's happening at these school board meetings. Where do you stand on these vaccine mandates? And obviously, I know that you are pro-vaccine. Obviously, you did everything you could to get this vaccine out. I know where you stand on the vaccine.
It was one of the greatest achievements. We did it in less than 9 months.
To be able to do that. But now it's taken a twist, right? It's gotten, now we went from this is a good thing and people should have this option to military men, you're going to have to resign because you're.
Wait, did I get it?
Terms of big pharma, which is a huge topic on the minds of mothers, especially. You're seeing what's happening at these school board meetings. Where do you stand on these vaccine mandates? And obviously, I know that you are pro-vaccine. Obviously, you did everything you could to get this vaccine out. I know where you stand on the vaccine.
It was one of the greatest achievements.
That's right, Elron.
100%.
Less than 9 months.
To be able to do that. But now it's taken a twist, right? It's gotten, now we went from this is a good thing and people should have this option to military men, you're going to have to resign because you're not getting this vaccine. Where do you stand on that?
Well, I stand on, forget about the mandates, that people have to have their freedom, but at the same time, the vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind. We would have had in 1917, remember the Spanish flu, killed perhaps 100 million people. Actually, it ended the First World War because the soldiers were so, a lot of people don't know that. The soldiers got so sick. It was a terrible thing. There was no vaccine.
I'm gonna have to press Sexton doubt, but I get his point.
It would know anything. I came up with a vaccine, with 3 vaccines. All are very, very good. Came up with 3 of them.
That's right. Daddy Trump came up with 3 vaccines just for you. Just for you. Daddy Trump came up with 3 vaccines just for you to own the libs, all right? Just for you to own the libs. They were going to 5. Yeah. It's already approved. My youngest, they just became available. Yep. My 5-year-old got her vax last week. Nice. There's me thinking the Treaty of Versailles had something to do with it. I listen. Just let him do his thing, all right? Daddy Trump did all this work for you. He was there in the lab, in his lab coat, developing the vaccines, developing the mRNA technology. All for you to own the libs, right? All for you to own the libs.
In less than 9 months, it was supposed to take 5 to 12 years. And
more people have died under COVID this year, by the way, under Joe Biden. Than under you, and more people took the vaccine this year. So people are questioning how.
Well, no, the vaccine worked, but some people aren't taking it. The ones that get very sick and go to the hospital are the ones that don't take the vaccine. But it's still there.
True. My God. True. I'm annoyed I have to go and do family shit, but I'm having a giggle. Oh well, later's all. Hey, thank you for stopping by, Elron. Appreciate that. Think he's backed off the Botox? Maybe. If you got vaxxed, I'm so owned. Same. I'm like. I guess for these folks, I'm probably lib. Jesus politicizing COVID death numbers. Yeah, that's where we're at. Owens and Trump lie about Biden all the time. Yes.
Choice, and if you take the vaccine, you're protected. Look,
True.
The results of the vaccine are very good. And
True.
If you do get it, it's a very minor form. People aren't dying when they take the vaccine.
What about the masking of children? That's a big one for moms right now.
I think it's a terrible thing.
That flies in the face of science. The kids have a virtual 0% chance of dying of COVID, and yet they're insisting on these vaccine mandates. I mean, I'm sorry, on these
He's terrified that his voters are dying
now
too.
Even the vaccine mandates for small children, and what's going on there?
Maybe.
I think what's happening is you look at the masks where Fauci and a lot of other people said masks don't mean anything. All of a sudden, he becomes a radical masker. Crazy. I don't like to see the kids with the masks on. They're sitting in school. They have a hard enough time sitting in school.
Looks like China. I've been to China.
Oh, my God.
And yet China's education system's a hell of a lot better than ours. You know what?
What? Wait, hold on. Wait. Comrade Trump? Comrade Trump?
They're rated number 2 or 3, and we're rated number 44.
But
he's not wrong.
Children,
Wait, he's actually not wrong.
No, it's
that
bad.
the way it looks, right? It doesn't look like a free country.
I'm against it.
He didn't know how to answer that. He's just like, Who is this guy? I know. Look at that. Look at that. Should this segment be titled Trump Goes Mask Off as member of the CCP? Literally transformed into Hassan. They've rated like 2 or 3. I didn't know they were getting that high. Yeah, China's education is very good. I mean, like, a lot of countries are miles and miles, are worlds above us when it comes to education. Yeah, we're definitely on the bottom with that. But, you know. We're number 1 in crappy education. Oh, I don't know about that, homonyms. This is just normal for Trump. He has shifted his stance on things for as long as I can remember. He does whatever he needs to do. That's true, but listen, even a broken clock, regardless of his motivation, it doesn't matter. The TLT are now, like, taking it serious for just a second. The reality is, I hope, I hope this just kind of, like, maybe encourages people to get vaccinated. I mean, he's clearly on board with the technology. He's clearly saying, actually, true things. Even as Candace Owens says, like, the most asinine and incorrect stuff about, like, the vaccines, right? He's pushing back on it, which is very rare, regardless of his motivation, regardless of why he's doing this. It could be good. I think it might have a positive effect, which to me, I at this point, I'll take anything to help, curb this. At this point, I'll take anything to kind of encourage people, to get vaccinated. I hope this actually makes these idiots get vaccinated. I mean, that's all we can hope for. That's all we can hope for. He's always been pro-vaccine. Yes, but the point is, majorly based, is that he's actually pushing back, right? He's actually been pushing back, instead of just nodding along to whatever Candace Owens is saying, right? Just to appease his base or whatever. He's actually saying, no. It's actually, we've got remarkable results from this vaccine. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to point out, to encourage people, to make people think like, well, maybe, you know what? Maybe it's okay to get vaccinated. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it's good. Maybe Trump is telling, maybe our dear leader, God Emperor Trump is saying that the results are legit. So I'm going to go and get vaccinated. That's the messaging that I'm hoping that people get from that, right? Regardless. His tone has definitely changed. He used to say to get vaccine and passing with a weird voice. Yeah, because he knew it must be called the Trump products of vaccines. True. Was he though because he was touting shady therapeutics to give permission to anti-vaxxers? Maybe, but the point is, he's never been like just openly saying not to take it. He has pushed against it so much. I'm not sure it will help, but I'm also hopeful. Yeah, like he's short of saying not get it, right? He's never said that. In which case, this little clip, I hope, gets people thinking and gets people, or gets people to, it encourages people to see that maybe, hey, look, this is God Emperor Trump telling us that the results of these vaccines are legit, the technology behind these vaccines are remarkable or marvelous, whatever, word he used, I forgot. And that, yeah, you should take it. That's it. That's the only message I care. That's the only hope. That's the only message I hope that people take from that, right? I don't know. He also said COVID would go away after the election, so I'm not sure why he had any pro-vaccine stance. True. He's always signaling without saying, just like January 6th. Well, I'm not going to dispute that. That's true. It's always easier to muddy the waters than to outright lie. Not that he has a problem with that either. That's true, but in this case, it's actually, it might actually do some good. Maybe if people get that through their heads. You know, hey, my God Emperor Trump said it was good. The results are legit, so let's do it. I hope that's that's all I'm trying to say, right? I'm not trying to praise Trump too much here. I'm just saying that I hope that that's the message that people get, so that people can maybe reconsider or maybe be encouraged to get vaccinated when they wouldn't otherwise. He just wants credit for the vaccines. Yeah, probably, but hey, if it encourages people to get the vaccine, people booed him the last time he was at a rally when he said he got the booster. Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised. Either way, I hope that that's the message, regardless of what his underlying intentions are. Yeah, I could see that though, Kinetic Pause, because he said, didn't he say he made the vaccine? I could have sworn you said he made the vaccine.
3 of them in less than 9 months. It was supposed to take. It was a terrible. People don't know that the soldiers got so sick. It was a terrible thing. There was no vaccines. There was no anything. I came up with a vaccine with 3 vaccines.
I came up with 3. That's right. Wow. Scientists first identified human coronaviruses in 1965. It caused a common cold, that's right. Later that decade, researchers found a group of similar human and animal viruses named after them after their crown-like appearance. True. Corona, which is Latin, or Spanish even, for crown. 7 coronaviruses can infect humans. True. The one that causes SARS emerged in South China in 2002 and quickly spread to 28 other countries. More than 8,000 people were infected by 2003, and 774 died. A small outbreak in 2004 involved only 4 more cases. Means you invented it, he thought of it. He's a megalomaniac. True. How many vaccines participated in Operation Warp Speed? I didn't think it was all 3. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that Daddy Trump invented the vaccine, and and he says it's good. And he says it's good. Alright, joking aside, seriously. Just listen to Daddy Trump.
I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccine.
That is what gets me. The mRNA, the COVID vaccine, has been in the works. Yeah. This was all a very coordinated effort from decades of research. This didn't just like pop out of nowhere. Just to be clear, okay? Just to be clear, the research behind the technology of mRNA has been in the works for decades. I think, from what I understand, I think it's like almost to 20 years, isn't it? I could be wrong, but the technology has been in the works. Yeah, exactly. Listen to Daddy Trump. The way he says it's so funny, like it just happened. Yeah. No. There's decades behind what culminated into the mRNA vaccine technology. Okay, just saying. In case the YouTube gods are listening, and I don't get clapped for misinformation. Anyways, TLDR, before we sign off, yeah, Trump came Trump came up with mRNA. That's right. He alone himself did all of this. I don't care who gets credit, just get people vaxxed. True. I love out of context Trump quotes. He is a comedy genius. I was in China in 2004 during the SARS outbreak. They had amazing contact tracing. Yeah. Alright, folks. We are about to head out. It's okay, Heat. If you guys want to see awesome pictures of the vacation, I'm posting some in the Discord, so make sure you join the Discord. Also, take 5 seconds to go to the YouTube channel and hit that like button or subscribe button. I think it's the subscribe button. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all of that. Have an awesome day. A difficult truth. You have an awesome day. Please make sure you take 5 seconds to do that. It really does help us out. I appreciate it. And above all, please spread the word far and wide that this is the chillest place to be for news and politics. We're back. We're back from vacation Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Saturday, Catterday. I believe this Saturday we're going to have like a small Christmas special with the co-host. So stay tuned for that. Join the Discord for any updates. So, of course, Emery was talking about the hurricane and said it was very wet from the standpoint of water. Very scientific. Very scientific. Nope, hope it was fun. Absolutely. I had a great time. Have a great one. You have a great one. I'm so proud of you. Jeez. Anyways, TLDR, yes.
I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccine.
Thank you. As always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya! Nice stream. Have a good holiday. You have a good holiday. Oh, wait. On our outro... Wait, we got a special one on the outro, okay? Got some holiday. Got some holiday Christmas music. Hang tight, folks, as we head out. Let's go to Heem. Haven't rated them in a while. Sir Yogi with the 100 biddies towards the end. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alright, folks, hang tight. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy holidays. See ya.